Hey, Alice, you mind if I move this wheelchair out of my way at the front door?
What's that, Gavin? My wheelchair is getting in your way or something? I made sure to put it in the corner of the entrance there specifically so it wouldn't.
Well, while I'm trying to get in and out of the house, it still gets in my way.
Are you talking about my spare wheelchair?
What? This is your spare one?
I think it is. I'm currently sitting in mine right now, so that should mean the one you're talking about is just my spare wheelchair. But why would it be getting in your way when I made sure to put it off to the side for you?
I'm sure you were just using it before and forgot to put it away, right?
But I haven't used that wheelchair for a while now.
So is it alright if I move it out of here?
Sure. Go ahead and move it.
By the way, where are you even at right now?
Right now I'm at work. I was about to send you a text saying that I'd be getting home late today, but then the servers went down here and I had to get to work on that too. I'm sorry, but I don't think I'll be getting home anytime soon. So could you please make yourself something tonight?
Is that right? Well, I'm gonna take your spare wheelchair and I'm gonna move it out into the far corner of the garage so it's not in the way anymore.
Sorry about that again, and thank you.
But come on, Alice, if you're gonna use something, make sure to put it away afterwards. Things like wheelchairs already take up a ton of space as they are. So make sure this doesn't happen again.
Alright, I'll be more careful from now on. But something still feels off about all of this. I really don't have any memory at all of using my spare wheelchair for anything.
Well, talking to me about that isn't gonna help your case.
That's very true. Sorry about that. Alice, it's getting close to 2 years now since you ended up in that wheelchair after that car accident you were in. And you still haven't been divorced by Gavin yet? Long time no see, Millie. And that's right. Thankfully, Gavin never talked to me again about wanting to get a divorce after that. And you get to live in that nice 2-story house of yours, which also happens to have a cool elevator inside of it. Well, duh, I'm in a wheelchair, which makes it near impossible for me to get up any stairs. We made sure to have it installed when we bought the house and before I moved into it. It also sounds like you still haven't been fired from your job yet, right? And your pay hasn't changed at all since the last time I spoke with you either, has it? Well, I was always working at my desk for most of the day, so it's not like me ending up in this wheelchair really changed anything for me. The fact that I can still get all of my work done for the company is why things haven't had to change. Also, this isn't the first time someone who was handicapped worked for this company, and so a lot of the building is set up for someone in a wheelchair to get around easily. For some reason, even though you and I are twins, meaning that we share the same face and height and everything, I feel like everything always revolves around you and never me. It's not fair to me at all. Not fair to you? I would like it if you never said something like that about us again, Millie. I get that being in a wheelchair ever since that accident means that I need to be supported more by those around me, but I never chose to be in a wheelchair all because neither of my legs work anymore. But it's still not fair to me. Jesus frickin' Christ. Gavin, I'm pretty sure you're focused on work still, so I'm just going to leave you with these texts giving you an update. I told you the other day about how the server at my work went down and I needed to stay late to fix it, right? A lot of the details are not cleared for me to talk about outside the office, so I won't go into too much detail. But the problems the server has been having is a lot more damaging than I had first thought. We really need to get these issues taken care of since this affects the whole entire company, beyond the headquarters. And so my team and I will be staying here for a day or two to work around the clock on this problem. I'm really sorry that I won't be home for a couple of days, but there's nothing else I can do. If there's anything you ever need from me for the next few days, go ahead and send me a text about it, and when I have some free time, I'll get back to you. And if there's ever an emergency for you, you can try calling my phone to get a hold of me, but it's better if you call the company and have them transfer you over to my desk phone. Anyway, when things calm down for a bit here, I'll get back in touch with you.
Oh, is that right? So you're gonna have to stay at your office for a few days now? All right. Roger that, Alice. I think it'll be tough for you to get in touch with me these next few days as well, so you don't have to reply to me any for the time being. Bye-bye. Wow, you really shocked me there. You told me you'd be away at the office for a few days, and so I assumed you wouldn't be coming home any. And that's why I made a dash here to get all my things ready to go on vacation. But to see you were back at home while I was here? That's not at all what you told me before, Alice. Well, there's no helping that you already found out about what I was gonna do, so either way, I'm going on this vacation overseas with my girlfriend now, which means you'll have to forgive me. After all, you were the one that lied to me about not being home, so you're at fault for what's happened to you this time. So for the time being, I'm gonna put this overseas trip with my girlfriend first and come back for you later. We can talk more about all of this when I'm back from my time with her. I suppose I'll go ahead and apologize to you right now on the off chance you are made. Sorry for blocking you on the second floor bathroom like that when you're in a wheelchair. I noticed that your phone is down on the first floor, so you won't be reading all of this until later on, and you won't be able to call anyone for help either. I'll be back to the States in about 2 weeks or so until then you just stay put in that bathroom and make sure that you stay alive. And if you do survive that long, that would be pretty incredible of you. Bye-bye now.
Hey, what's all of this about, Gavin? You locked me in the bathroom on the second floor while I'm in my wheelchair to go on vacation overseas? Huh? You're saying that I'm locked in the bathroom right now? And you were the one who did it to me? Like I had told you in the first place yesterday, I've been at the office this whole time working on fixing the company's servers. If this was all meant to be a joke, you shouldn't be joking about something like that with me. So I'm not amused, okay? You're not even reading any of these texts, are you? Must mean you're either on the plane out of the country right now, or you've already landed and don't have a SIM card there. By the way, did you say you're going on vacation overseas with your girlfriend? Gavin, are you actually going and having an affair right now? Have you been cheating on me this whole entire time or something? Wait, then if you think you went and locked me in the bathroom on the second floor, who's in there right now? Millie? I just got a call from my mom saying that she's not able to get any replies from you right now. She hasn't been able to get in touch with you since last night, actually. Have you not even gone home since last night? Well, the fact that you're an adult and all means I'm not going to say anything about you being out of the house all the time. But can you at least tell Mom or I where you've gone off to so that she isn't so worked up about you right now? You're not even reading any of these texts either. It's pretty rare for someone like you who's addicted to their phone to not be looking at any of these texts right now. Or could it be that my phone isn't working properly right now? Wait. No way. Oh, when Gavin was going on about how he had left the country to go on vacation with his girlfriend. Oh, he said...
Hey, Alice! It's not like you can respond to any of my texts right now, but I wonder how life is going for you right now in the bathroom. You making out all right in there? Well, right now I'm having a blast staying at a 5-star resort with my girlfriend on the beach and hitting all the tourist spots with her while we're on this island. And when it comes time to turn out the lights, you bet her and I are making that time in the queen-size bed count. Man, who would have thought being able to work remotely for a few weeks outside the country could be this good? Had I not been given this chance by my boss, then there would have been no way for me to take 2 whole weeks off work for this. Kinda boring that when I finally have the chance to brag this much, you can't even respond to me. This is actually very boring for me.
Oh, you wanted to get a response out of me?
Huh?
There, you got that response you were wishing for, Gavin. So what now?
You should be locked in the bathroom on the second floor of our house. And I made sure that your phone was down on the counter of the first floor. What?
When it comes to the person you went and locked in the bathroom back at our house, they were no longer breathing.
What?
They were found about a day after they had stopped breathing, which means they had no chance of being saved. And from the look of things, they had been drinking toilet water for about a day or two because someone had also turned off the water to the house before leaving.
What?
And if you're wondering why they didn't smash their way out of there in desperation, you can thank the shelf that was pushed in the way of the door in order to keep them locked away. The stench inside that room was so bad because the air stopped circulating throughout the bathroom, making it hard for the EMTs to even breathe. They also left a note saying that they thought they could make it at least another few days, but that wasn't the case.
Hold on a second. If you're able to tell me all of that right now, then that means you made it out of the bathroom?
I'm not even going to comment.
Huh? Then who even is this?
If you'd like to know who I am, then you need to come back to the States and find out. Then we can have a chat about what's going to happen to you.
I just got to the house and it smells like crap in here. And when I just went and had a look in the second-story bathroom, I made a massive mistake and locked my dad in that bathroom.
And that smell you're smelling right now wasn't from his body. It's the smell of burnt hair that you always told me you hated. I went and burned some of my own in order to fill the whole house with it as a form of payback.
What the hell? God damn it! My girlfriend's father was in the house as well when I got there, and after he'd told me what happened to my dad, he punched me in the cheek and told his daughter and I that we'd never see one another again. How bad did things come to while I was gone?
Well, at least for the past 2 weeks, you got to enjoy time at that 5-star resort, while with that girl you called your girlfriend.
There was no help in that, all right? She wanted to stay out there for those 2 weeks because it was her first time ever going overseas like that. And seeing how much she would laugh and smile at all of it made it near impossible for me to tell her the trip was canceled and that we were going home.
Is that so?
Now enough about that. I want to know who it was that was talking to me when I was overseas, saying that they were you but weren't really you at all.
You want to know about them? I guess I did promise you that I'd say something once you'd come back to the U.S. But before I do, there's one more thing. The person that you went and actually locked in the second-story bathroom wasn't your dad or myself.
What?
The person that was in there was someone completely different. You made a mistake when you thought that was me.
Wait. I don't care how much of a rush I was in to lock you up and get out of the house. There was no mistaking you for someone else.
But you believed me when I said your dad had been locked in there by you.
I know, but I was freaking out when I'd come home and the place smelled like crap and I saw the note in the bathroom.
Well, anyway, there happens to be one other person in this world that looks exactly like me. Did you forget about her?
What? Are you referring to... No way, that was your little sister Millie that I locked in there?
That's right.
Then that would mean it was you who was texting me after all when I was still overseas, right?
Bingo. It was actually me and not someone else.
But how? When I had seen who I thought was you in there, you were in a wheelchair.
She was using my spare wheelchair that I had kept down by the front door.
What?
And remember a little while back, you were talking to me about how my spare wheelchair was getting in your way at the front door, even though I don't ever remember using it any? And you started to complain about me and how I never put anything I use away?
Right, that did happen.
Well, the real reason that the wheelchair was out like that, sitting in front of the door, was because Millie had taken it out and was using it before leaving it there.
How do you know that?
Because she's not actually dead and is still alive enough to tell me what was going on in our house. She always told me before you locked her in there that everything was always about me and my wheelchair and that wasn't fair to her. And, well, while you and I were at work during the week, she'd come over to the house and take my spare wheelchair to ride around town in it and get a lot of attention.
What the hell is going on here?
The way she was even able to get into our house in the first place was by stealing the spare key to our house from my parents' house and using that. And you want to know something really funny? The last time she was there, right before you had locked her away, she was planning on waiting for you to come home so that she could steal you from me.
Huh?
And while she was waiting, she took the spare wheelchair again and rode it up the elevator, where she was then going to get naked and sit in it, waiting for you to come home by sitting in the bathroom. Her plan was, when you saw her, you'd think she was me, since we're identical, and that you would be turned on by what you saw and go down on her. However, you, rushing home, thinking that I'd be at work for the next couple of days, saw her in there undressing, thinking that she was me, and slammed the door before locking her in there. This is what she told me would have happened after I'd talked with her while she's in the hospital.
This can't be real!
Well, her being trapped in the bathroom like that by you is something I'd like to say she deserves based on her reason for being in the house in the first place. So don't think that I'm only going to blame you for all that's happened during this event.
Huh?
But when it comes to how you've been cheating on me with another woman, that's a completely different kind of problem.
So you didn't forget about that then?
If I'd forgotten about that detail, then I might as well call myself an 85-year-old dementia patient. I was given a lot more details about what was going on with you by a worried neighbor of ours from down the road who had seen a lot from you. And to think, that girl you were talking about being with has actually been our next-door neighbor's wife. I can't believe this.
Isn't it too early for you to be getting a freaking lawyer involved in all of this?
That's just because it took you so long to come back from Indonesia, right? At a time where you should have gotten your ass home right away, you instead went and stayed out there for another 10 days having that affair. So while I was having to wait for you, I was working on all the preparations that needed to be done in order to not have to sit around with you a second more.
Well, you asking me to pay off that settlement in one lump payment is impossible for me. You either reduce the amount you want from me, or you make it so that I can pay that off in smaller payments. Choose one of those choices right now.
Oh, that's right. You got fired from your job, right? You were given permission to work remotely for those 2 weeks you were away, yet you went and played around too much over there and never once did any of the tasks that were given to you.
You know about all of that as well?
And so what if I do?
If you really do go through with having me pay you that settlement in one lump payment only, then I'm not going to have a penny left for me in any of my accounts.
Well, there's no option for me to change what I've already asked for when it comes to that settlement. The same thing is happening with the neighbor's wife next door, and I am not going to be kind to you by allowing you to not pay as much or have more time to pay me back, while she still has to go about paying me the original way I'd asked.
No way! But I have a life of my own!
I don't give a damn about whatever sad life you have to live.
What?
Now, if you have any more complaints about this, which I really hope you don't, you go and talk to my lawyer about all of them instead of crying and whining to me. I'm putting my phone down now.
Alice, please hold on a second. Alice!
The next day, Gavin went ahead and made an attack on my parents' home, thinking that I was home. My parents' house was made very easy to access for me, and so he probably assumed that's where I was staying since I hadn't returned back to the house he and I had been in. However, he mistook my twin sister, who was sitting out on the porch of the house, as me again, and made a move on her. However, since the day that she had been locked in the bathroom of the house and almost starved to death there, she developed an intense fear of all men. And so when she saw him coming up to her while she was just trying to mind her own business, she let out this ear-ringing scream that alerted everyone around. My dad ended up sprinting out of the house, and when he saw Gavin there, who was about to lay a hand on my sister, my dad tackled him to the ground, and that was the end of Gavin's attack. From that day on, he no longer complained about anything and agreed to pay off that settlement to me in one lump payment. He did, however, cry to my lawyer about how he had to go into so much debt in order to do such a thing for me, but my lawyer told him to stop acting like a 1-year-old and grow up. When it comes to the wife of our next-door neighbor, she also went and agreed to pay the settlement off in one lump payment. But of course that meant she'd also be going into debt hell like Gavin was. So as of right now, the two of them are not seeing one another anymore, but ended up having the exact same outcome of having to work their butts off every week in order to try and escape all that debt. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
You're being pretty sly right now, Laurel. Huh? I hear that you went and divorced Jim, right? If that's the case, then you need to hurry up and get out of his house. Who is this again? Even if you and I perhaps talked a little bit before, this is your first time ever texting with me, so you should at least tell me who you are before starting the conversation. Considering you and Jim had your divorce, an ex-wife like you has no right knowing who I am. Well, if I have no right knowing your name, then you have no right coming to me like this and saying all of these things to me. Now, if you're not going to tell me who you are, then I'm going to have no choice but to block you, and then we won't ever have to talk to one another again. I guess I have no other choice. My name is Ivy, and I happen to be Jim's girlfriend. Huh? His girlfriend? Does that mean, in other words, Jim has been cheating on me with someone else this whole entire time? What? Oh, how mean of you. Jim and I, the relationship he and I have had with one another is too beautiful to be labeled as such a shallow and impure thing like cheating. Really? Is that right? However, what you just told me is known to everybody else in the world as cheating, considering he had still been married to me until very recently. But I'm telling you, he was not cheating on you with me, so stop trying to make it seem like all this has ever been is an affair. Well, to be frank, I really don't care what you call it. Huh? You really don't care? Since I have nothing to do with either one of you and never really did, how you go about calling the relationship you both had with one another while he was married to me doesn't matter. I don't care what you call it. Really, all I've noticed so far by this conversation is that it's a complete and total waste of my time right now, and that you are just annoying me is all. What the hell was that? If you don't give a crap about this conversation or about Jim and I, then get the hell out of his house. Starting today, this place is Jim's and mine to live and love one another in. This place? Where exactly is this place you're speaking of? I'm right in front of the house that you're supposed to be living in right now, but instead have been squatting inside of like a sly little rat. What? You really are. I just took a look out front and I saw a trespassing girl with a bag in her hand standing right in front of our door. Who the hell are you calling a trespassing girl? If you're going to start calling me that, then that means you've gone and broken and entered into my house and should be kicked out. But this is my own house I'm sitting in. No, it's not. That house is for Jim and I. That is supposed to be the house that Jim and I can start making love to one another in while we start our very own family. So hurry the hell up and get out. All of your crap inside that house is worthless to us, so make sure you take it all with you. There'd better not be a single piece of trash in there when I move in. Now, you work on getting out of that house, okay? All right then. Understood. But currently, Jim is not here. What? Why isn't he home today? We only just got divorced from one another yesterday, but he had already had things planned out for today, so he left. And I believe when it comes to him moving into his new place and all of that, he's going to be doing that this weekend. What the hell? So that's what's going on here? Well, if he's not home today, then I don't really have to bother with you now. I'll be going back to my place this time. However, I'll only allow you to be in my house until this weekend, and then after that, you need to be out of there before I'm back and ready to move in all of my things. Jim, do you have a moment to talk?
Oh, it's you, Laurel. I thought we spoke about how we wouldn't really be talking to one another anymore, unless there was an emergency or something. Did something happen to the house or my things since I left?
There was a woman at the house today claiming to be your girlfriend, Jim.
Huh? What do you mean by that? I get that you and I just had a divorce and everything, but that doesn't mean I've already made myself a girlfriend.
I get that, okay? I don't think someone as stupid and stubborn as you could ever be able to keep a girlfriend like her a secret from me while we were married, nor make her your girlfriend that quickly after leaving me. So relax.
Ah, right. As long as you understand that I didn't know her, we're good. Thanks. Do you mind telling me everything you know about that woman, in case I know her from somewhere?
Well, she had semi-long hair, and her name is Ivy. At least, that's what she called herself.
Ivy?
Do you know who she is, then?
As long as it isn't someone else with the same name as the girl I remember. That Ivy is a classmate I had from elementary school all the way until the end of high school. Most of the time, I really only knew her to be this basic girl, but in high school I found out that she was actually the daughter of this really wealthy CEO. She would always go around saying that all the men at school loved her and that she was the best woman ever. I'm not sure why, but she has a lot of confidence in herself. I know this may sound mean, but she was the most annoying person I can remember from school. Ever since we graduated from high school, the only other time we ran into one another was at a class reunion that was held during my college years.
Someone as shallow and annoying as her is back looking for you now?
If I were to think about what might have brought her all the way out to me, it might have to do with the fact that our moms were good friends back in the day, so we would see one another a lot. As far as I'm aware, both of our moms are still actually friends with one another and tend to hang out a lot. To me, all Ivy ever was a really annoying classmate, and there was never anything back then that we did together. However, I do remember hearing from my mom back in elementary school that Ivy had this dream about marrying people from class, and she ended up marrying me of all people. I mean, this has to be so far-fetched, but do you think she might be back around me now because of that dream?
Considering the type of woman I was having to talk with today over text, that sounds like the kind of thing that's happening with her. Actually, there is something that your mom said to me back when we had first gotten married. It was something along the lines of her saying that there was a girl who she viewed as her daughter that she really believed you'd be getting married to. And she said that to me in a very hateful and upset kind of tone at the time.
Wait, something like that was said to you by her?
Based on what you've said to me, I can tell now who your mom had been talking about back then.
I'm so sorry about what my mom had said to you.
Don't bother apologizing for that now. It happened years and years ago.
I know, but...
Right now, though, I really don't want to be getting wrapped up in whatever kind of situation that Ivy woman wants to have with you. So could you please do something about her, and perhaps your mom as well, if she has anything to do with this?
I can. Don't worry. It's crazy that someone as annoying as her would be coming back into my life at a time like now, but I'll figure out some way to get her out of here. When I have some good news for you regarding her, I'll make sure to send you a text with the info.
Please and thank you.
But there is one small problem here. I never once gave Ivy my phone number in the past, and I've even changed it a few times since the last time I ran into her.
Wait, is that so?
I'm gonna assume that it was my mom who went and gave my current number to her.
That would mean it was your mom who went and told her about who I am and what happened between you and I.
When it comes to my mom, you're more than welcome to block her number as well as anyone else in my family's number. I'll make sure to handle all of this for you now.
I'll go ahead and block them all right now. Good luck with the cleanup, Jim. Jim, it's been such a long time since I last saw you. Oh, this is your newly found fiancé, Ivy.
What? Then does that mean you went and got my number and everything from my mom?
That's right. Wouldn't it be strange for your fiancé to not even have your number or know much about your current situation? So I went and had her tell me everything.
Wait, you hold on a second there. The last time you and I ever met one another was years and years ago at that class reunion when we were still in college, right? And after that, even if we saw one another, we never said a word to each other and just carried on with our lives. I get that our moms may still be very good friends with one another to this day, but that doesn't mean you and I have ever had anything with one another. So what the heck do you think you're doing, calling yourself my fiancé now?
Come on, I can tell that you're getting all nervous and are blushing right now.
What?
I know already, Jim. I know about how you went to that really good college for me and that you aim to find a job within a really large and famous company with a heavy salary to prepare for your future with me. And you have been working so hard at that company now, climbing up the company ladder, all for me. But while you've been going through all that hard work doing your best for me, I've been with other men and even married one of them. That really broke your heart to see and was terrible for you. So you went and married a woman of your own, that Laurel bitch. And this whole time since you've married her, you've been regretting it all, right? But then you found out about how I went and had that divorce with my husband. And that's why you went and divorced Laurel as quickly as you could, so that you'd be ready for me to move in and marry you, right?
What?
Right? I'm totally right about all of this, aren't I? Well, this was all told to me by your mom of all people. You should have been with your mom at the time she told me all of that, because I was moved so dramatically and knew I had to come to you.
This is the first time I'm hearing about you having gotten married and having gotten divorced.
No way. You're going to joke around with me like that again, Jim? It's totally fine for you to just open up to me now and show me all the feelings you've had all along, okay? I'm telling you, I don't care that you ended up marrying another woman like that when you were getting so jealous of all the men I was with, and I forgive you for it. Now, this weekend, I'll be coming over to your house again to start moving in with you. Around that time, Laurel should be moving out of the house for good, so you and I can head to the courthouse right after I've dropped off all my stuff and get married to each other. This is going to be the start of our happy life together as husband and wife, all right?
That was freaking awful, Laurel.
What happened?
About Ivy, man. She just started to text me out of nowhere, you know?
Ah, so that really does mean that your mom went and told her your number, right?
She told me that herself when I had asked.
So can you go into detail about what all was so awful about her? Besides the things I very much know now.
Having to explain all of it to you is going to be a bit difficult for me because it's so far out there in terms of madness. You know what? I'm going to just send you screenshots of everything, all right? I think that would be easier on me and would be better for you to fully understand everything.
Sounds good. Man, this is all so hard for me to read through right now because of how cringy it all is.
Now that I've gone ahead and seen it all, I think this was the best time for it. Had she come over a day earlier or whatever, I would have had to see her in person, and I don't even want to know what the hell that could be like.
Very true.
As for you, Laurel, things have all come to this now, and I would hate for you to have to deal with that chick any more than you've already had to, so how about you work on those plans you'd made up before and take care of your business right now? I've already finished all of my prep and I'm ready to get going.
Good point. I guess it's about time I wrap all of what I had planned out up. Thanks for mentioning that, as well as showing me these screenshots. I'm going to call my company, and depending on what they say, I'll try to get things moving along by Friday. Hey, what the hell is all of this? Laurel, this is nothing at all like the promise you had made to me before. What? Did you and I ever make a promise with one another before today? About this house, we sure did. We made the promise that you would be out of this house by the weekend, right? Well, right now it's the start of that weekend we talked about before, and yet that promise you made to me wasn't upheld. If that's what you're referring to right now, I made sure to leave the house on Friday. I don't care about when you left the house, you idiot. Then why are your panties in such a twist? Things like all the furniture that was in here and all of the appliances that were in here. There is nothing left anymore as all of those things have disappeared. There is literally nothing left in this house for me anymore. I never told you that you could take things like the furniture and the appliances that were supposed to be mine with you. Could you hold on for just a second there, please? If you're able to tell me all of those things about the inside of the house right now, does that mean you're actually inside the place? Well, of course I'm in the house. Starting today, the place is mine, according to that promise. And how exactly were you able to open any of the doors without a key? I got a spare key from Jim's mom, for crying out loud. We told that woman to give back all of those keys she went and had made without ever asking for permission to. Yet she still had some left over, huh? Huh? Listen, you'd better start explaining things to me right now so that I can understand what's going on here. All right. Starting with the conclusion to everything regarding the house, it belongs to a realty company now and is no longer mine. Huh? Maybe it's because I asked them to take it off my hands earlier than I had first planned on selling them the place by. They weren't able to change any of the locks yet. I'll have to give them a call about that. As for most of the older furniture and appliances that I had, I rented a dumpster and had them all tossed and taken to the dump. And anything that was in better shape and had some value to it still, I made sure to sell to the pawn shop down the road. Why would you do all of that? Well, I never planned on going back to that house once I was already out, and since the place I've moved into already has furniture and everything for me, there was no real reason to keep any of it. You get what I'm saying? What do you think you're doing, selling and tossing out all my things without my permission, though? Are you some kind of a mentally disabled criminal or something? How dare you go out selling someone else's things like that and then tossing all the rest when they weren't even yours? The name on that house before I sold it was always mine and never anybody else's, okay? Huh? And actually, before I had taken it over, it was my mom's house. And before her, it belonged to my grandparents. But after a lot of things ended up happening in the family, the house was eventually given to me and my name was put on it. That happened at about the same time I got married to Jim, and so we went and spiffed the place up a bit and then made it our first home together. What? Is what you just said there really true? It sure is. Very much the truth, actually. And if I really wasn't the owner of that house the whole time, then how would I have been able to sell it so easily? Hold on a second. If that's the case and this house is no longer ours, then where are Jim and I supposed to go and live? You're asking me that question? Oh, by the way, could you cut all of that talk about you and Jim being a thing out now? He's not your fiancé, and he never said that he wanted to marry you either. Huh? What's wrong with me calling myself his fiancé when I am literally his fiancé? Well, the problem with that is Jim and I are planning to get remarried soon and can't have you running around saying you're his fiancé. You guys are going to get remarried to one another? Right now is a better time than any to tell you about this story, so I'm going to do that right now. The divorce we both had is only meant to last a little bit. Huh? Your divorce is only meant to last a little bit? What does that mean? Wait. Tell me what the hell that actually means. Since you and I have never actually met one another in person before, you're probably unaware of the kind of body that I have. In other words, the state of health that I'm in right now. But due to Jim's mom always harassing me, she ended up causing me to get really injured after pushing me down a flight of stairs on purpose. What? Most of the injuries are healed now, but a lot of the worse ones that ended up happening deeper inside of me are still healing, and that means it's a rough time for me still. And a week after having been assaulted, basically, by her, I wanted to get a settlement and call the police on her with the help of Jim. But she wouldn't have that and all, and threw so many fits. Jim and I really talked about things after we couldn't get past his mom, and eventually he told me he didn't even want to be a part of her family anymore. And so he and I got a divorce in the hopes that by getting remarried to one another...
Bree, I went ahead and planned out our trip to stay at an inclusive resort nearby. So both you and my son can stop worrying about where to go now.
What?
Every year, we make sure to plan a trip out to take my grandkids and everyone somewhere, right? And this year, we will all be going to this resort that I was recommended to, and it's all inclusive and has a water park. I made reservations for the last weekend in July, so please be ready to go by that time. This place is pretty expensive, and it rarely ever has any rooms open for reservation in the summer, so I think you all are really going to enjoy this trip.
Holly? Normally, we always decide where to go for summer vacation based off where the kids want to go. So you going and reserving a place for everyone without asking my husband or I... That wasn't very smart of you.
Excuse me? Are you trying to say that you don't like what I've done by planning this trip to that resort out for us?
I'm not trying to be rude about it or anything. It's just, this year my husband and I had something else in mind for summer vacation.
You had other plans in mind? Then you go ahead and change those plans so that they match up with this resort vacation I've made.
What? Well, about that...
I went ahead and got us all a reservation at a very famous resort that is otherwise fully booked for the summer. I was lucky enough to look at the website just at the right time when someone else had canceled their reservation. And so there is no way I'll be able to change my plans on my end. So you figure things out on your end and do not ruin this for me. Now, go ahead and tell Patrick and my grandkids about the new plan that have been made, please.
Patrick, sorry for texting you while you're busy with work, but do you have a second to talk with me?
Hey, Bree. What's going on?
Your mom. She went ahead and reserved us a trip at the resort without even asking any of us first.
Huh?
She told me that she got a reservation for a really expensive resort during the last weekend in July, and had been lucky enough to get the days that someone else ended up canceling. And now she's told me that we have to be available for that trip and can't have any other plans.
Wait. Are you serious? Now she's gone ahead and thrown a wrench on her plans.
I didn't know how to tell her that she made a huge mistake, so I just said that you and I had other things in mind for summer break.
Unfortunately, my mom isn't that smart of a person to understand what you were saying.
She told me to change all of her plans around then and make the resort vacation our top priority.
I see. I'd always been wanting to tell her to stop coming along with us and the kids on our summer trips, but now she's gone ahead and jumped the gun. I thought we were finally going to be able to avoid her by setting up our own plans during a different time period, but...
Well, what should we do now? We had plans around that last weekend in July, yet now her plans have gotten us in the way.
I know. Let me have a word with my uncle about this first.
Good idea. I think you should be the first person she should talk with.
And just to be safe, I'm going to let the kids know that no matter what they hear from their grandma about her plans, they are to only stick to what we have planned.
I'll let them know that as well. We need to make sure there isn't any more confusion here. Holly, good morning. We are going to be leaving our house right now. We will be at the station in about 10 minutes or so, and then once we've picked you up, we will get on the interstate and head south.
Alright, good. I'm already at the station and have been waiting. By the way, who is the one driving?
I'm driving.
I see. Then please make your way over here as fast as you possibly can.
Patrick, how's your mom doing? I just came out of the rest stop with some snacks and drinks for everyone. And I thought that you guys would be back from the restrooms by now.
About her? She's been talking my ear off over here about how we should have taken the bus instead of having you drive. And she's complaining about how she thinks your driving is too dangerous and that it's going to get us all killed.
But she was the one that asked us to drive all the way out in one day. If she didn't like the idea of us driving this long and having me be the driver, then she should have planned things out a bit more.
She's also been going on about how you're my wife, yet you don't seem to be very thoughtful of anyone.
I'm sure that's because I'm not listening to her right now. Because I'm focused on the plans we have made.
She's been so dang annoying that I just walked away from her and I'm going to join the kids over at the playground.
Well, I'm going to grab one more drink from the inside, and then I'll be ready to go again.
Bree, you no longer have to come back to the car now.
What?
Once my son and the grandkids are at the back of the car, we are going to be heading out and on our way to the resort.
But that would mean you'd leave me behind here.
That reservation I made at the resort we're going to is only meant for 4 people.
What? But there is 5 of us here together, right?
Oh, Jesus. You really aren't that great at taking any hints, are you? I'm saying that I never reserved a room for you at the resort. You are just our driver, and that's all you are. But we are going to be using this car to make it to the rest of the way, and to drive around the area, so you will have to walk all the way back home.
Walk all the way back home? You do realize that we are on the side of the interstate, in the middle of nowhere pretty much, and it would be close to 170 miles before I make it back to my house.
Well then, you'd better figure something out by yourself now.
Then what about the car and who will be driving it? Holly, the last time I heard, you had your driver's license taken away from you, right? Which means you can't drive now.
But I still have Patrick here with me. Well, since you're aware of the new plan right now, you can take your things and head home.
What? All right then. Patrick, have you made it back to the car yet?
Not yet, actually. I'm still hanging around the playground with the kids. They've both been having a blast playing here, so I've taken a seat on one of the benches and I'm eating my sandwich. I also got myself a Coke, so I'm drinking that with it.
Then we're going to have to talk about a change of plans that have occurred. I'll come over to you right now and we can figure things out.
What? What's happened?
I just got a text from your mom telling me all some pretty crazy things. She told me that she only made reservations for 4 people at that resort.
Huh? But there are 5 of us heading there right now, yet she only reserved for 4 people?
The reason why she did that is because from the very beginning, she's planning on enjoying the resort with you and only the grandkids. I have driven us all the way out here and we're only another hour or so from the resort. But now she's telling me to walk myself all the way back home.
Are you kidding me?
You're so close to the resort now and currently at a rest stop. Which isn't the easiest place to walk back home from. I didn't think I'd have to deal with her bullying me like this just yet, and was hoping we could all make it to our destination first.
Guess we have no choice now with her. Did she even have a clue that once I found out about this, along with the kids, we'd all be on your side and want you to come along?
I wonder if she even thought that far ahead.
I doubt she did, and that's why she told you to pretty much screw off and find your own way back home. Wait a sec. There isn't anyone else that can drive the car, right?
Right? When your mom just had told me to go home, I was thinking in my head that I'm only the one who can drive the car. I kind of wanted to ask who would be driving instead of me, but she beat me to that question and gave me an answer. She thinks you're driving. So I just went along with that answer and didn't really say much else.
Unfortunately, this isn't a joke, because who would actually be able to drive us the rest of the way to that resort now?
Well, you, right?
No way, no how. I told you this isn't a joke. My license was taken away from me, just like my mom's, and so there's no way I'm risking getting behind that wheel.
That's exactly right, but I think your mom forgot all about when that happened to you. Which is strange, because that didn't happen too long ago.
Now that you mention it, though, she was talking to her neighbors a couple of weeks ago when I was at her place, and she was telling them about how I'd be driving. I thought she just had things backwards, and meant to say to them that you'd be driving, but
Well, had she remembered that you can't drive right now, she probably would have had me drive us all the way there, and then told me to leave once you guys got checked in.
that is very true, sadly.
You are still over by the playground eating and taking a break on that bench, right? I'm going to come over there right now. Can you call the kids over so that the four of us can talk about what should we be doing now?
Sounds good. See you in a sec.
Bree, you come back here right now.
What do you want now?
I'm telling you to come back here right now, and I don't want any questions. And while you're on your way back here, you text your husband and tell him that it is not a problem for you to drive us the rest of the way.
I'm sorry, but that's not happening.
Why come? Just turn around and come back here and everything will be fine.
There was a bus leaving the rest stop that I hopped on, and it will be taking me all the way back home.
What? A bus?
It's technically illegal to be walking on the side of the interstate due to the high levels of danger that come with it. And so, buses are usually running on them for a long-distance trip like these. I don't want to be questioned by the police and have to pay a fine for walking out there, so I paid a little extra for the bus ticket.
I don't care about any of that, though. Right now, there is nobody here who can drive this car. I told Patrick that I forced you to go home, so he'd be the one having to drive us the rest of the way. And that's when he turned to me and said he cannot drive. I was totally thinking that he had a driver's license and would be able to take us all. I don't have my license either anymore, so you are the only one who can drive out of the three of us that can drive now.
Don't worry, because Patrick and the kids are on this bus with me.
What?
They came back to get all their things out of the car, and that's when you were able to talk with them again about me. But after that, he took the kids and went on one last bathroom break, right? Well, they actually used that chance to get on this bus with me before it took off.
Then all four of you come back here right now. I am telling you that you are allowed to come back here and drive us now, so there's no reason for you to still be riding that bus back home.
But the thing is, we are currently on the interstate and going 75 miles per hour.
Huh?
We have already gone about 15 miles now, so there's no way we can get off until the next stop, and that's maybe another 30 miles away?
You all hold it right there. What about the car? You know that I can't be the one to drive it.
I know that. And as a side note, I currently have the key to the car with me. Don't worry about a thing.
How am I not supposed to be worried about any of this?
The car can stay there as long as we need it to, so we'll be back for it soon. You just have to wait there another 30 minutes or so, and a bus will come take you to the rest of the way to that resort. So please, enjoy your trip there with the rest of those guests on the bus.
Huh?
Also, if you have anything else you'd like to say, please talk with your son about it because I'm going to take a nap here. Goodbye now.
Hey, Patrick, what the hell is going on here?
So it appears that Uncle Ray and the crew have arrived to pick you up?
Huh? So you knew about what's all been going on here?
Well, I've heard quite a bit about it. And just to let you know this now, even though it's totally unrelated, I'm going overseas for a while to work.
What?
I'll be over there for 2 to 3 years, so I'll be bringing the kids and Bree along with me to find a house over there. And today is the day we move out of the house and fly out.
What did you just say? I never heard anything about all of this from you before.
The plan was to talk with you about all of this in the lobby of the resort once we had arrived there.
Huh? At the resort?
And the whole reason that Uncle Ray is there picking you up now is because the original plan was to have him come out to the resort to see us. But, Mom, you went and made reservations for only 4 people on purpose, with the intent of leaving Bree behind, right? You went and told Bree all about that when we had parked at the rest area, and said that she was not going to be able to stay with us. And then you told her to walk home all by herself because we'd be taking the car. You used the guise of a very fun family vacation to an all-inclusive resort to harass my wife by sending her away just before we made it to the resort. Did you think that I wouldn't be upset about something like that when I found out?
About that? Every year I try and ask for us to go to a place that I want to go to, but Bree always picks on me by saying that is not my choice and lets her kids decide.
Did you know that it's me who has been suggesting no to all your suggestions?
Huh?
I know that all you're going to do when you get to the trip you want is complain about how it'll be better without Bree, like you've always done when we go on trips. That's why I told her to leave the plans up to what the kids want to do, because they will choose to go to places that you can't keep up with us at, like amusement parks and hiking adventures.
How dare you do that to me?
And how dare you pick on my wife all the time like that?
I am not bullying her, I'm disciplining her.
If this was all taking place within the company, you would be sent to HR for harassing another employee by forcing them to have to walk 170 miles back home.
What?
Anyhow, we have a flight tonight out of this country.
You hold it right there. If you all leave, then what am I going to do? Your father is already long gone now, and without you and the grandkids, then I'll be all by myself.
And that's the exact reason why I asked Uncle Ray to come out and see you.
What?
We planned to leave you at that resort after telling you about us moving, and so I wanted him there to stay with you in our place. Now, if you have anything to complain about, you can talk with your brother about it.
Patrick!
With that, it's time to say goodbye.
Wait! Patrick!
Uncle Ray, the man that my husband and I got help from, happens to be Holly's older brother. As for what happened at a rest stop when we left Holly in our car we made sure to tell Uncle Ray that the car is his now. So we gave him the spare keys to it before we even started driving out to the resort. So that car is in his hands now. After their stay at the resort, Holly and Uncle Ray both went back to his house where Holly would be staying from now on. And in an attempt to run away, Holly took the keys to our car from his house and started it up. She was able to get out onto the street, but as she approached the first stop sign, she mixed up the brake pedal and the gas pedal and accelerated right into the back of a truck. She only sustained minor injuries that wouldn't cause her much trouble, and she was sent back home from the hospital that same day. But since that car belonged to Uncle Ray now, he was not happy with her at all for destroying it and forced her to pay him for the car since it was completely totaled. This was her first year of getting Social Security too, so all of that went right into Uncle Ray's pocket. She now has to start working part-time in order to get any money to support herself, and she can say goodbye to having a laid-back and relaxing life in her old age. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story. Goodbye!
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Sam? Are you really going to be staying with your father after all of this is over with?
What? What do you want now out of all times? You're annoying me. If I were to go with you, the housewife, then I'd be left to a life of misery and no money. I can tell you, you don't know how to support yourself on your own, so there is no way you'll be able to care for me too. I want to make it all the way to college and be able to get a master's at some point. And before then, when I start going to high school, I want to be able to wear the nicest clothing and go out to really fancy cafes with all of my popular friends. I am also wanting to get myself one of the coolest men in the school to become my boyfriend, and with that, a lot of money too. So after thinking about all the things I want, I decided that I'd be going with Dad and his really cute and young girlfriend. She happens to run her own bar even, so she has to have a lot of money as well. And she told me that if I allow her to marry Dad, she's going to give me an allowance of $500 a month. That's a way better deal than whatever a useless woman like you could do for me.
So those are your reasons for wanting to go with your father after this divorce?
Well, of course. Also, I had been the one talking with Dad about how I wanted him to wait on getting this divorce until I had turned 15.
What?
Being 14 years or younger, there was a very high chance that you could get custody of me in the divorce, and neither Dad or I wanted that to happen. So I asked Dad to wait until I turned 15, so I could choose who I wanted to go with.
And while you guys had been waiting, your father was cheating on me with that other girl?
That's right. And I love thinking about how she'll become my cool new mom. So please stop asking me if I'm sure I want to be with her more than you. By the way, hurry up and leave us already. Starting tonight, my new mom is going to be coming to this house and will start to live here with Dad and I. Her name is Ellie, by the way. And we both don't want her to run into Dad's ex-wife on her first day here. I'd feel bad for her if that happened.
I'm leaving, Sam.
Then, make it quick. Dad already took full custody of me because that's what I wanted. So you're not even my mom anymore. Which means you can't talk to me anymore like one.
I wasn't trying to. Sam, I was just trying to help you out here. After realizing that this whole time, your grandma had been tricking you into thinking that I'm a bad person.
I listened to her because she would buy me anything I wanted if I listened. And she's a lot nicer than you.
And that's the reason why I wanted to check with you one last time before I go. I had this feeling deep down that maybe you didn't want what your grandma was telling you, and that perhaps you still wanted to be my daughter. But after this conversation, it is clear to me that you don't want me anymore. That's too bad. At least now I know that I no longer have to worry about you, since you don't want that from me. Thank you very much. Now I feel a little bit better about all of this.
Huh?
Goodbye forever, my ex-daughter.
Congratulations on being married to my dad for a year. Today you're going out with him for you guys' anniversary, right? And have a wonderful night.
Thank you so much, Curtis. I really wish you could have come along with us tonight. If it wasn't for you agreeing that your dad is getting married to me, then something like tonight would never be happening between him and I.
I really like that you want to invite me out with you both, but this is your guys' anniversary, and I don't want to be there as a third wheel.
You think you'd become a third wheel? Then, how about in a couple of days, the three of us could go out and have a casual dinner?
That would be awesome. Seriously, Mom, thank you so much for becoming my mother.
Why are you being so open with me about this?
I'm sure you want to know why a 24-year-old man like me is being so squishy right now. But my real mother passed away back when I was only 1 year old. And ever since then, my dad has been taking care of me on his own, while never even bothering to find someone else. He's been without a woman in his life for over 20 years now. And yet he finally ran into someone who opened his eyes again. And that was you. At the cafeteria in you guys' office building, right? And did you know, he came to me after the first time he laid his eyes on you, asking me for advice with women? He told me he had no clue what to do about you, and how to ask you out.
I never knew that. Something like that could really happen?
Well, considering my dad would rarely ever go to the cafeteria since he's a CEO, he sort of asked me to go and talk with you some in his place, since I'm in there almost every day. He even started asking me to come up with a plan for him to use in order to get you to go on a date.
Does that mean the idea of reserving a table closest to where I was working for the CEO to have lunch was...
That's right. That was all my idea. I knew that by having my dad sit down close to where you had to work in the cafeteria, you would be forced to talk with him and him with you.
Curtis, wow.
We made sure to do all of this with the help of the secretary and some of my dad's closest friends there. One of them being the HR director, and we asked if it would be okay to do something like that in the hopes of getting my dad and you to talk. And he told us that he'd let it happen. Normally, it would be inappropriate for the CEO to be trying for a relationship inside the workplace, but everyone knew how lonely my dad had been and that he really needed someone. So in the end, we had everyone helping my dad out.
I found it a bit crazy that within 3 months of talking to the CEO, I was already going out on dates with him and stuff after work. Wow. You all did so much for the both of us.
Please keep the fact that I was behind all of this a secret, please.
What? I wonder if I can keep this a secret or not.
What? I'm not sure how I feel about you right now. Please don't say anything to anyone about all that, please. My dad would get very upset if he heard that I was talking again.
That's a good point. Well, it really is all because of you that your dad and I are so happy. So I suppose I will keep my mouth shut about everything you've told me today.
Please, Mom, please!
If I don't start leaving the house soon, I will miss my appointment.
What? Oh, it's already that time of day. Have a good time, Mom.
Thank you, and I'll talk to you later.
Mama, are you doing alright?
What?
This is Sam. Your daughter, Sam. Just the other day I saw you going into and sitting down at that super fancy French restaurant with another man. I was wondering what the heck was going on there, and so I started to ask around a little bit. And that's when I learned that you got married to the CEO of a tech firm. The fact that you were able to land a money bag like that at the age of 45 is amazing, Mama. I'll come back and be your cute little daughter again for you, so please give me $20,000. So, when can you and I meet?
I was wondering what you wanted to talk to me about. You really think that I just have some large amount of money like $20,000 sitting around?
Huh?
And even if I did have that kind of money on me right now, I wouldn't be giving it to some stranger for absolutely no reason. You have to have a very good reason for asking something like that, but I don't think you do.
What? I have a reason, though. A great reason, as a matter of fact. It's the best reason you're going to hear.
I doubt that.
I just told you that your daughter, who you haven't seen, is willing to meet you again and become your cute little girl once more, right? And for that reason, I would like you to give me $20,000. Kind of like a payment for my services to you. I am sure as my mom, you'd be more than happy to listen to what I'm asking and give me that money, right?
5 years ago.
Huh?
You told me that you chose to have your father's girlfriend, Allie, as your new mother, right? So ever since that divorce, I have never been your mother. And there is nothing that would make me become your mother again now.
Ah, you're talking about that. Well, all of that never happened. Never. I take back everything I said to you then.
And why is that?
Because Dad and Allie ended up getting divorced. That bar I told you Allie had been running, well, she wasn't that great of a business owner, and so after only a few years it went bankrupt and she lost the bar. And that meant the $500 a month that she promised me before was no longer coming. At that point, I realized I really couldn't use her anymore. Grandma also ended up passing away last year, so the only person ever giving me money is Dad. It's not even that much each month, so I'm tired of relying on him too. That's when I found out that you found yourself a really good ATM and now living large. Right? That's why if you give me $20,000 right now, I will come out and see you and start being your cute little daughter again. And from then on, I'll let you see me whenever you want. Heck, I'll even come out and move in with you if you'd like.
Hold on, I have to go.
Hey, don't start getting too cocky now, you little brat.
What? Mama?
I'll tell you this right now. I took her phone for a little bit, so that means you're not talking to your mom at the moment.
Then who are you?
I'm your mama's stepson, after she married my dad a year ago.
Huh? Oh, is that so? I guess it's not that strange for someone the age of that CEO to have a kid or two by now, so, how old are you?
I'm 24 years old.
And I am 20 years old. Which makes you my older brother then, which is just crazy to me because I've never had any siblings before. Nice to meet you, big brother.
I told you to stop acting like such a cocky brat.
Huh? You should be treating me like a little princess right now since I'm your little sister. But you're saying that to me?
I was already told that you're not my mom's daughter. So don't even think for a second more that you were related to me in any way.
But, you can't start calling a young woman a brat like that. And it's not like you and I have ever met one another yet.
Looks to me like you have no idea who I am then.
I've never met you in my life, so of course I have no idea who you are, idiot.
I'm Curtis.
What?
My name is Curtis.
Oh, wait. No freaking way. There's no way you're the Curtis who used to be working as a store manager at Allie's bar, right?
Sorry to say, but that's me. And you picked on me so much at that job that I could probably file a claim against you for verbally harassing me there. Calling me a lowlife for only being raised by a single father. And saying I had no chance in life because my mom died when I was only 1? I'm that Curtis.
Wait, what the heck is going on here? You've been the son of a CEO this whole time? And right now you're the son of the CEO that my mom married?
I'm just as shocked as you are right now. I never thought that someone as kind-hearted and open-minded as Megan would have such an audacious and annoying daughter as you. Well, from what she was telling me, her twisted mother-in-law at the time had been feeding you lies about your mom and spoiling you at the same time. So I guess I can see how you turned out like such a selfish brat.
Hey! I don't care who you are to me. You're saying too much.
Well, if you don't want to hear anything else from me, then scram. Leave my mom alone and go find someone else to try leeching off of.
What? But what about $20,000 that she's going to be giving me?
And from what she said, she doesn't want to meet you ever again, so you're not getting that money.
Huh?
In other words, that $20,000 you were asking her for in exchange for meeting up with her again isn't going to do you any good.
But I need that money.
Why do you need something like $20,000 so badly?
Because I freaking needed it. Give me back to my mom right now and let me talk to her about this.
You really think that she's going to be willing to give a whiny little brat like you that kind of money?
Of course she will be. No matter what, I am still her cute little daughter after all.
You really have come all the way back to the same person you asked your dad to cheat on, and then leave so that you can get $500 per month from your dad's girlfriend to help you now? I know what you need that $20,000 for, Sam. You need it in order to help your dad pay off that settlement he's been asking for by Allie, after she found out your dad was cheating on her with another woman at that bar.
What?
I heard all about this from one of my previous coworkers who had been working there with me before.
Don't tell me you told my mom about that.
Sorry, but she knows. I started to learn about how you had been going around asking about my mom and who her husband is. Knowing that you were nothing but bad news for all of us here, I spoke with my dad about what I had learned about your dad at that bar, and he gave me the green light to tell my mom about everything that's been going on.
What the hell are you doing?
I would like to ask you that goddamn same thing. Megan has finally found herself smiling again after she was able to marry my dad and become part of my family. If you continue to pester my mom and get in the way of her relationship to my dad, I will not go easy on you. Understood?
What the hell?
There was still something I was left questioning after that day, and that was me wondering why Sam came to me out of all people asking to give her $20,000 to help her pay her dad's settlement. And well, as it turns out, that her dad ended up getting that other woman pregnant while he was cheating on Allie. And all of his family cut ties to him for that. And that means there is nobody left for Sam to rely on now, either for help. Both her and her dad are working tirelessly every single day in order to get that money so that the settlement can be paid off. And my goodness, that must suck. I do feel a little bad that she has to go through all of that instead of going to college, but I'm not going to help her any. Luckily, both my husband and my stepson have agreed with me in saying I was right to not give her any money, and that she needs to learn to take responsibility for her actions, and one way or another. I have been asked plenty of times since then why I didn't help her out when she is my blood-related daughter, and to this day I tell them that she is not my family, and that has left me wondering, what is the true meaning of family? Do you always have to call somebody related to you by blood family, or can you cut them out of your life and truly view them as a stranger? I'm not going to think too deeply into all of that, as I'm not sure there is a single good answer to that, and instead, I'm going back to my current loving family. The family that treats me with the same respect that I treat them with. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and also subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.